It seemed like yesterday, but it was really so long ago. First of all, I'm excited to be here today, just to come in and be able to see everybody that's here and be in this positive energy. That's the makeup of my life, is positive energy and being able to do things that can inspire others and create different energies that help people go and do great things in life. As I said in my interview, I never really dreamed of being an actor or hopping into the movie industry. I actually tried to shy away from it a few times, in which I was offered a job by Tyler Perry in the past and even did a play or two, and just really disliked acting, period. So to actually hop into the Black Panther movie, like I said, it was something that was fitting for my lifestyle because I like fitness and, I like warrior type stuff. And I've been like a mini superhero my entire life. Saving lives and helping to inspire others to be great in whatever capacity that might be. I was at one point in life where it took me actually moving to Little Rock 8 years ago to put my youngest brother through college over at Philander. That's what brought me here to the Little Rock area after leaving Atlanta and Alabama for school. But I always tell people, you never really know what your journey has in its future. You can always visualize it and you can always try to figure out what's right for you. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to have faith that whatever's to come is gonna be great, and the work that you put into getting to that step will be well worth it once you get there. I came to Little Rock off a whim. I didn't have a job, didn't have any family here. I only had one mission, and that was getting my baby brother through college after getting my middle brother through college. And so I tell people a lot, it's getting as far as you really foresee yourself sometimes comes with taking those risks and not being afraid to just step out on faith. You have to be, it's a mental capacity. You have to be driven to a point where you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do? And what are you willing to go through mentally to really take yourself to that next level? A lot of people wake up every morning and say, you know what, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be big, I want to be rich, I want to have a business, I want to be successful. But what are you really willing to do to get to that next level? That's what people don't really understand, digesting the work effort to get to that point. I tell a lot of people, thank you. It was probably, I was 11 years old, no, 13, I'm sorry. I decided to open up my first company. It was a snow cone business. And I was in a room full of other entrepreneurs who were probably 3 times my age at that time. And they were looking at me like, look, this is a class project. This is not real. And to me, I'm looking back at them at 13 like, no, it might not be real in your head, but in my head it's real, so I'm gonna make it real. And the first thing that comes out of most of their mouths is, you're too young to start a business. You're too young to go and do something that big. That dream is too big. Try something a little small. You're younger. You got years ahead of you. Sounds great, but for somebody that already has their mind made up and is motivated to want to go ahead and do it, all of that talking sounds real good, but in my head, it's all about action. How are we gonna make this happen? I opened up that company and I opened it up on a college campus. And I told them, I said, now we turned a project into a reality.
That's right.
Y'all come try my snow cones out. I tell people that because a lot of people think that because of the age you're in, or because of your status, or because of your situation, or because of your background, it means that you're limited. You're only limited by your own mind, okay? I went into teaching as a college professor at 21. A lot of people think, what? Who teaches at 21? That's not possible. That's ridiculous. And even coming here, it was slightly a threat because people were like, wait a minute, he's working on a doctorate, he's 21 and he's a college professor? Impossible. At least that's what most people think. Impossible. You know, when I stopped teaching at the college and retired at 28, most people thought, wait, you must be 40, 50 years old. No. I just decided at a point in life that this was my stopping point. It was time to try something new, something different. 4 days later, I was going to hop into the movie industry. You know, but it was not something, like I said, that was planned. That was by fate. And a lot of the work ethic that I put into getting to that point is what pays off and what shows in the long run. I went into that movie as an extra. A lot of people didn't know, within 7 months, I was driving back and forth from Little Rock, Arkansas to Atlanta, Georgia. Now mind you, the stipulations and contracts of being in that movie is that you have to be a resident of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? I bought a house when I was 21, going to college down there, right across from the Georgia Dome. Wow. And a lot of people said, you know what, impossible. Little did I know that buying that house at 21 was going to be to my advantage years later. So not only are people trying to buy that property, why? Because there's a brand new Georgia Dome there, now the Mercedes-Benz Dome, you know, but it also worked to my advantage because on paperwork I can show, hey, look, I'm a resident of Atlanta, even though I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. They didn't find out until 7 months later when we wrapped up, when I said, hey, heading on back home on the road. I said, wait a minute, what? On the road? I thought you lived down the street. No, I got about 8 hours to go. And then it dawned on them, wait a minute, this guy's been coming in on set at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, on time, and here, 7 months, energizing everybody, working everybody out in the morning, coming in here like this big Energizer bunny, and he been hopping straight off the road from an 8-hour drive into a 13-hour workday on set. This dude must be crazy. But what it showed them was, man, this guy's committed and he gets the job done, no excuses.
That's right.
But what it did is also, it started a great reputation of showing that anything is possible when you put your mind to it. I told myself in all those long drives and early mornings, leaving here at work in the evening and hopping straight on the road overnight, it was a motivational factor that, you know what, I'm not gonna let anything stop me, and I'm gonna finish this project. This is the next mission. So this is a mission that I'm gonna complete. I don't never go into a mission and not complete it. Might take longer than expected sometimes, and that's life. You never know. You have obstacles that jump in the way. But you have to always keep in mind, how bad do you want it? Now mind you, I told you I went on set as an extra. For those who don't know, in the movie industry, extras are at the bottom of the food chain. Very bottom. Okay? There's a separate treatment. It's almost like segregation on set. You got extras have to eat over here, A-listers have to eat over here. You might not even see the A-listers. Extras have a whole separate tent. Even the food's different. You might get spaghetti and green beans and bread over here, and then you got a full 5-star meal over here. And the difference between the two is no big difference, because why? We all bleed the same color blood.
That's right.
Your income might look a little better than this income, but at the end of the day, we all still white the same, look the same, bleed the same. It's no difference, you know. But what occurred to them was that they lost track that I was even an extra, because most of my time was spent so much talking and interacting with a lot of the A-listers, because in their head, they was like, dude, this guy doesn't act like one of the extras who's around here just starstruck and just going crazy. He just acts like one of us. But that's how it's supposed to be all the way around the boards. You treat others with the same respect that you want to. That's first and foremost. It doesn't matter how deep your pockets are, how little my pockets are. I don't care if I have lint in my pockets. It doesn't matter. I treat you the same way I treat the next person. because everybody should be treated equally, period. You know, but for them, they saw the motivational factor and influence that I was able to have just on people on the set. And then before you know it, a lot of them started wearing my fitness gear. You know, and they got all the way up to the director. It's like, what is all this stuff that everybody's wearing? Who are they getting it from? It's like, oh wait, the fitness guy. You know, but that became even exciting for me because every morning started becoming an early morning workout. You come in, you see everybody kind of passed out, and it was early. It was a lot of early mornings, late nights. You know, so it was like being a zombie for almost a whole year. But the fun part about it was just being able to get in a different element and really be somebody else. You know, the act of being able to transform your mindset to a different, almost like a dream zone. You know, being on set, imagining all these different things going around. It's like bringing your inner kid out and your imagination. You know, everybody remember when you play with your toys and your Barbies and your Legos, you have to use your imagination to create this different world of things in order to keep yourself occupied. Same way with the movie industry. You know, it was creating these different visual images that we had to imagine. But the fun part about it was just interacting with all the different types of people in one area from different spaces of life. You know, I had the experience of being able to, like I said, most of the scenes that I was on, I spent a lot of time with the A-list actors. So just being able to pick their brains of being an actor, their experiences, how they got there, and then also be in the midst of the other extras who worked 10, 15, 20 years to try to get to this point. You know, the learning curve of that part, as I tell people, you always want to make sure, even if you don't know what you're doing, you act like you know what you're doing. You know, I had no clue of the acting industry, what went on, how all this stuff works. So I'm in here just kind of just soaking up everything. You know, I'm learning from extras, I'm learning from people who've been in it for a while, I'm learning all the ropes. Little did I know that I probably could have took a bump and went into the other side of it as a stuntsman because of my background. Of course, I didn't find this out until the movie was over. You know, but as I told a lot of people there, you know, I wasn't necessarily even there for the little check they were giving us. I was there because of the journey and because it was just something different. And I knew the type of movie that it was gonna make history. I didn't know how big, and I definitely didn't know I was gonna have as much footage and screen time as I did. You know, but the point of it for me was, you know, unlike a lot of people that were there, who were just there to get a paycheck or just there to try to hop in the camera, you know, it shows in your character who you are to others, and others are able to see that. And with that, they can determine whether or not, and it's still, regardless of popping in or not popping into the cameras, you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's up to the director and the people who put the movie together on whether or not they want to keep you in or cut you out. Doesn't matter how many months you work. You know, when I found out that part, it was like, oh my gosh, so we spent 7 months and I might not even make the movie? Oh, okay. I guess it's a hit or miss. You know, but once they showed me in the first trailer during the NBA Finals game, I knew it was a wrap then. I was like, oh, wait, whoa. They told us in the rap part, they said, yeah, we had to take all the Kings guards out. And we cut all the Kings guards out. And you know, I was like, my heart sank. I was like, what? You cut all the Kings guards out? I was like, wait, what about the different looking one with that red looking hair? Did y'all keep that? No, we cut everything. It was like, okay, well, I guess I didn't make the cut. It's okay, it was fun while it lasted. And that came out and I said, okay, well, hey, I might have didn't make the movie, but I made a trailer. We're gonna roll with that. He said, then the movie came and I was like, wait a minute, I see all the scenes. Oh, okay, get me in there. That's what I'm talking about. Folks was like, wait a minute, they kept getting movies. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, you didn't make the cut. You know, but it was the fascinating part about that was a lot of some of the main actors and some of the main stunt people there were asking me questions at this point. It's like, well, how you get so many? You got more scenes in the movie than some of the main people, and we got paid way more than you did. And, well, I wasn't there for the money. I was just there having a good time and just learning and just needed a different space of life. And it happened to be a blessing that turned into another blessing that has me on this new journey here today. But what it's done is it's allowed me to create an image for the nation that has been long overdue. A lot of people, they see these people in showbiz and entertainment, and it's almost like you get this different image of what life is like because of what you see on the TV. And what a lot of people don't know is the journey of getting to that point, of getting on that screen, of having to live that lifestyle. People don't understand how tough that really is. You see a lot of the negative publicity, people strung out, folks going through relationship problems, media, and which that's what media is for. Unfortunately, that's what they feed on. That's how they make their money. But essentially, there is a way to be able to battle that as well. Do so much positive that no negative even comes up. Or give them so much positive energy that they're overwhelmed with it. And that's what my journey from leading set was about. Everybody wanted me to go on to the next Avengers, and it's like, no. It's like, I need a break. I got a mission. I got another mission. And what that was to be able to share the knowledge and the experience that I had on set for that long and with those people to the rest of the world. Going on to do another movie was cool, but I said, you know what? That's not my calling. I can always go back into showbiz. I can always go and do another movie. Why? Because movies aren't going anywhere. TV shows aren't going anywhere. Television isn't going anywhere. And as long as I remain who I am, I can always step back in and step back out. Just like that. And what I learned from being around a lot of my peers who did have the same opportunity was this was the mark they got a chance to make, and now it was go time. So it was hopping right on in, project after project after project after project after project. What I also learned with that is if you allow it to consume you, it will consume you. And it'll take you away from everything that you used to do that was normal. Makes you lose yourself if you're not strong enough to be able to fight it. And with that, I showed a lot of them that, look, hey, I can come back in the movie industry and be great. Look at what I did not knowing anything. Look at what you've been doing for 20 years. I learned what you learned in 20 years in 7 months. Because of my mindset. Because I was willing to go that distance. Don't take no for an answer. Go above and beyond. Step into the equation knowing that, look, I'm the best person here. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how long you've been here. I might come in weaker than you, but when I come out, I'm going to be 10 times stronger than you.
All right.
And you will have to work your way to catch me then. I've spent the past 2 years now doing these different tours around the country, speaking engagements, costume visits, club appearances, the whole nine. Comic-Con events, that's probably one of the funnest times ever, is Comic-Con events. Just dressing back up in costume and going in here with all these other costume characters of people who just fantasize and just want to be in this other world, but the adventures that have led from just that one experience have shown me a whole nother world. And eventually I did go back and do the second part of Avengers for Endgame. So I got a little time in that. And at that point, the funny part about that was half of the main folks was begging for me to come back. You know, and I said, that's how you leave a mark. That's how you leave a mark. An extra went in, changed the game, made extra extra. Took it to a different level. Got back to set for Avengers, and it was like a whole powwow. All the extras wanted to know, this is the extra that made it out and made extra crazy. We want to know how you did it. You know, I come in, high five, and I'm talking to the Marvel people. They're like, oh, yes, I know, you know, everybody's good. Yeah, what's up? I'm back. You know, but to feel that energy and to have that type of influence, not even being there, and to do that in one experience amongst so many people says a whole lot. You know, to be able to hop into an industry with no knowledge, with no kind of itinerary, and definitely not a how-to book. That's what made shooting the movie that much better, because inspiring others, especially our youth, to be able to say, you know what, I can be just as big as him. I can be just as big as her. Because now I have somebody who's here who I can actually relate to, who's accessible, who I can touch, who I can interact with, that's telling me, look, I'm capable, I'm just as capable too. You know, and in most cases, a lot of the youth, they see these people on TV, they see these movies, and it's only a dream. You know, so to come in these places and then come in my superhero costume, oh man, it's the best thing in the world. You know, because out of it, leaving, I get a chance to hear all these stories on my timeline of what they're doing now. Just from hearing that one speech, or just from being able to get a part of that seed that was planted. Now it's like, you know what? I can do it. I am capable. My age is not a factor to stop me from living that dream that everybody else thinks is crazy. I was that little kid that had the biggest dreams and everybody thought was crazy. And I tell you to this day, yes, I am the crazy guy. I will be that crazy guy. That is perfectly fine with me. I sit at the top. You know, but in all, it's always enlightening to be able to help others to be able to find their inner self. As I like to say, find your inner self. Let your inner self shine. That for me is the best part of life. You know, it's one thing to be able to go in front of a camera and shoot movies until the day I die. But it's another thing to be able to leave this earth and leave an impact that's so large that it lives well beyond your time period. And with that, that's a lot more important to me than just the small stuff. You know, it's and the exciting part about it is just because of the process of steps that I chose to create. And when I say create, I've taken the image that I had already had created before Black Panther, and because of Black Panther, it's allowed me to multiply that image. It's allowed me to be able to inspire more on a larger level. It's allowed a light to be shed on all of the many things that have already been in place, but they now have substance. They now have a larger spotlight. Why? Because it took a $1 billion movie with a lot of us in it to be able to raise the awareness of what's really going on in the nation. But it's such a powerful movie within itself that has so many messages that everybody here can relate. And everybody here can be their own superhero in whatever shape, form, or fashion that is. And I'm here to tell you that, look, doesn't matter who tells you you can't do it, whether it be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, as long as you believe you can do it, that's all that matters. And don't think that it's going to be easy, because more than likely it's not, and if it's too easy, you probably don't want it. But understand and know that as long as you can believe that you're capable, that's all that matters. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. As long as you keep faith that you can get there and that you're ready to do it and put your best foot forward and not let anybody stop you, you'll get there. And sometimes you might lose a lot of folks along the way. Friends and family. My circle's like this nowadays. But it's okay. It's okay. It's no less love. It just means that you're grown. And that everybody might not be ready to grow with you. And to that I say, let your inner hero shine. Thank you.